Are you someone thinking of buying a condo? Hold on, because not all condos are same, and getting a wrong one can cost you thousands of dollars. So in this video today, I'm going to show you what type of condos you should absolutely never buy if you want to save your investments and your peace of mind. And if you get any value out of this content, then please smash that like button. And 90% of our viewers have not subscribed to the channel. Therefore, quick request, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps a small channel like this to grow. Now, without wasting any time, let's get right into it. So the first type of condo I would not buy is a condo with a bad floor plan. A bad floor plan can really affect the living experience and as well as the overall value of a condo. So here's the example of a bad floor plan. Here you can see this is not the most efficient layout or not a functional layout. So you enter from here, and on the left side you can see there's a little nook which is kind of a living area, and you can see you cannot do much with this living area as it is very tight. And you could further go inside the unit. On the right side, you've got a bathroom, and further inside, you've got a kitchen, which is against the wall. And right opposite that is again a small little nook, which is there, calling it a breakfast table or breakfast area. And on the other end of this floor plan, you can see a bedroom. Again, it has got an angle or curvature to it. So this is kind of a dead space. You cannot do much about this. So this is not a very functional layout, and you can see there's a lot of wasted space because of the curvature. So their living experience is not going to be the best in this type of condo. So I would avoid this type of floor plan. And another floor plan I would avoid is this. This is a 2-bed 2-bath. You can see at the entrance there's a long hallway which is kind of a wasted space or a dead space. And you can see the bedrooms. Both bedrooms are beside each other. This is kind of like your privacy will be affected. So having a bedroom which are apart from each other or a split style layout would be more ideal as opposed to this. So I would avoid this type of layout with bedrooms beside each other. So here's another example of a condo with a bad layout which I would not buy. Here you can see this, it's got a long hallway, and again it's got a pretty strong angle or pretty solid curvature to it. For example, in the living area, it's very hard to set up a living area because you've got a balcony door over here, and on the right side you've got a curvature. So even if you set up a TV over here, it'll be hard for you to set up a couch and a coffee table. And same for the bedroom. Even if you set up a bed over here, but because of this angle, this area of this condo is kind of a dead space. You cannot do much about in this corner of this condo. So I would avoid something like this. So here's an example of a good and efficient layout. You can see it's a split style 2-bed 2-bath. One bedroom is on the left side and the second bedroom is on the right side. So let's walk through this layout. You enter from here, and this is the living area, and you've got a bedroom on the left and the right side. As I mentioned before, you've got a balcony on the outside, and its second bedroom has their own bathroom on their side, and the primary bedroom has an ensuite bathroom on their side as well, so which is good. And you can see the kitchen is against the wall. Okay, not the most ideal one, but again you've got a decent island, so it is a more efficient layout in my opinion. There is no curvature and there's no wasted or dead space. Another good example of a 2-bed 2-bath, a den, is over here. So you enter from here, the bathroom is on the right side. You enter and there's a den on the right side. On the left side there's a kitchen. It has got a peninsula style kitchen, which I personally like, and a lot of buyers which I work with, they prefer this type of kitchen. And living area is in the middle, and on the right side is the second bedroom, and on the left side is the primary bedroom, and on the primary bedroom has an ensuite bathroom and has a walk-in closet. So this is the type of layout I would definitely vouch for and consider something like this when buying a condo. So here are a few key factors which I'm going to highlight which you should consider while buying a condo. So the floor plan should have an efficient layout and avoid units with curvature. Avoid long hallways, and look for a proper kitchen. Example is like peninsula style kitchen. So avoid bedrooms with a glass door. So basically look for proper bedroom with a window and a proper door. Second, you should not buy in a condo building with low reserve fund. So when you pay your monthly maintenance fees, out of that, some portion of that money go towards operating expenses, and out of that maintenance fee, some portion of money go towards the reserve fund. Reserve fund is basically a savings account or a rainy day fund account. For example, if there's any repairs or if there's any mishappening which takes place in the condo building and the repairs that needs to be taken care of, the condo board takes out money from those reserve funds and make those repairs. And if there's less money or no money in the reserve fund, in this scenario, the condo board is going to go after the owners to take out that money. Not the best thing. So a slow reserve fund is a red flag. And a low reserve fund also goes to show that the condo is not being managed well and the funds are being mismanaged. So do make sure before buying in a condo building, make sure there's a decent amount of or a healthy reserve fund. So what is considered a healthy reserve fund? 3 to 4 times of an annual operating expenses setting in a reserve fund account is considered to be a decent amount of reserve fund account. You can find this information on the status certificate. it. Next up is Kitech Plumbing. So I would avoid buying a condo with Kitech Plumbing. So Kitech Plumbing was introduced in homes and as well as condo buildings between the time period of 1995 to 2007, and they were installed considering a cheaper option to a copper pipes. But the problem with Kitech Plumbing is that they burst out of the blue. So basically they're very much prone to leaks and water damages. So how to know if your current condo has a Kitech Plumbing? You can spot them by their color. They're typically orange and blue in color, and sometimes the Kitech fittings have their name stamping on it, the Kitech or KTC written on them. And what happens if your current condo has a Kitech Plumbing? You can replace those, but it's going to come with a cost. So do make sure when buying a new condo, make sure the Kitech Plumbing does not exist. And you can also make sure by throwing in a clause onto your agreement that seller is bound to disclose if there is any Kitech Plumbing or not. Fourth is, I would avoid buying a pre-construction condo. Pre-construction condo has its own benefits. I totally agree with that. You got a flexible deposit structure. They're brand new and they're nice and shiny. Totally get that, but they are expensive. And I also agree that a lot of people have made tons of money by doing pre-construction flips, but that era is over. Because if you had bought pre-con condo between 2000s up till 2016, it totally made sense during those times. Because during those times, pre-construction was cheaper as opposed to resale properties. But now the opposite of that has happened, because if you were to buy a pre-con right now, as of today, you'll have to pay 20 to 30% premium as opposed to resale properties. And also, moreover, in my opinion, pre-con properties are smaller, the layout are not the best. So that's something you should consider. But on the flip side, the resale properties, they are first of all cheaper, you've got a better layout, and they're bigger in size. So now we're going to talk about red flag condos. So these are basically factors or red flags which might not, which might not see as a major or big deal, but they might affect your living experience. So let's check those out. The first is condo buildings with too many amenities. So a pool, sauna, pet spa, all those looks great, amazing, but these come with a cost. So the more the amenities, the chances are higher down the line your maintenance fee is going to go up. And especially if there's any problem with those amenities, for example, there's a leak from the swimming pool, it's going to create more problem and chances are going to high, the maintenance fee is going to go through the roof. So I would avoid too many amenities, okay? And further is condo buildings with higher rental ratio that allows short-term rentals, or those which allow short-term rentals. So short-term rentals, basically, for example, Airbnb, this might not sound like a huge deal, but a building with high turnover of people moving in and moving out, that those types of buildings tend to be noisy and there's more wear and tear to the building with the high turnover of renters or high turnover of people moving in and moving out. And how you can find out if a building has a high turnover of renters or if the building has high renters as opposed to owners, you can find that out on a status certificate. Okay. Next up is condos next to an elevator or a garbage chute. So at first this might sound like a convenience, but a constant digging in of a elevator or a constantly people throwing the garbage through the garbage chute, that could be annoying. And if you're someone who's a light sleeper, this sound might disturb you and might affect your living experience overall in that condo. So do watch out for this. Next up is condo facing a parking lot or an empty lot. So for example, if you bought a condo with a nicer view and there is an empty lot or a parking lot next door, be aware of that, because chances are city is ripping off the parking lots and they are giving those to developers to make those buildings, and chances are there's going to be another high-rise building coming up which might block your view. So do make sure you do your due diligence before buying that condo. Next up is condos with north-facing exposure. So not a huge deal breaker, but it could be for someone who is keen on direct sunlight. So in Toronto, we don't get much of sun exposure on north-facing condos or the condos which has north exposure. So if you're someone who is keen on direct sunlight, I would avoid condos with north-facing exposure because you get more sunlight on southeast or on southwest. Okay, so that's pretty much for today. So I hope I was able to give you some value and I hope I was making sense in this video. And if you got any questions about real estate, you can book a call with me by clicking on the first link mentioned in the description below. Thanks so much. See you in the next video.